Hello everyone, welcome to part 3 for What If I Was in My Hero Academia. Uh, so, yeah, I know it's been a while, and hopefully I'm going to be able to begin doing this more now that it's summer. Uh, and so, let's just get right on into this. Uh, okay, here we go. After a week passes, Deku and I are alerted that his letter has arrived by Inko. We thank her and open the letter. Izuku opens the letter and a holographic All Might pops out of the letter, saying, "Ha ha ha! I am here!" Izuku kind of gets excited by this, but not really since he still remembers what All Might did to me. "Young Midoriya, you scored in first place with 265 points. 175 from villain points and 90 from rescue points. Congratulations! For a quirkless boy, you have managed to pull ahead of everyone else. You have made it into Class 1A of the most prestigious school, UA. Welcome to your Hero Academia." And then the holographic message closes, leaving Izuku awestruck with tears of joy. I pat him on the back and say, "Congratulations! You're the first person You are the first quirkless person to be accepted into the highest course of the best hero school. Now, we need to train you in strength and agility today, so that you can at least keep up with the self-absorbed quirk users. And remember, if anyone, and I mean anyone, tries any stunts on you, I will make them back the hell off. Now, let's get your training started. We have a long way to go." The next day. Well, now that you're done with that intense training, we can finally get you to your class. And don't worry, we don't have to go wandering through the school. I already know where Class 1A is. So go get your uniform and backpack on. And this time, don't forget your weapon, I say to Izuku. "Right," Izuku replies. "And then we can see how much my training has paid off." Just outside of the Class 1A classroom. "Well, I'm finally going to accomplish my dream, and it all starts here at UA High." He opens the door, noticing me sitting next to Aizawa behind the desk, speaking quietly to each other. Meanwhile, I am also listening in for if Bakugo speaks anything he shouldn't. I then whisper to Aizawa, 15 more seconds, then you should get up. See your favorite hero. I need to get guarded a certain someone." Aizawa nods, and as I teleport to Izuku's side, Bakugo only notices Izuku and says, "Deku, what the hell is a quirkless loser like you doing here? I thought I told you not to take the exams. Get out of UA. This place is only for the best of the best, not quirkless rejects like you." He then notices me, shuts the hell up, and begins shaking. I put my hand on Izuku's shoulder. He looks at me, and I then nod towards Bakugo, which puts a small grin across Deku's face. I whisper into his ear, "As soon as he tries to attack you in any shape or form, do what I taught you. Also, Aizawa's going to get up soon, so I suggest you sit down. And when everyone else is left, say to Aizawa that if Bakugo tries to attack you, to not do anything and let you handle it." Izuku nods and goes to his seat and sits down. "Alright, shut up, you wastes of space. It took way too long for you to shut up, and that won't work. Now put on these gym suits and go outside to the training field." Everyone groans, and Uraraka says, "But what about orientation? We're going to miss it." Aizawa begins, but I interrupt him, saying, "If you think that we are going to waste time on that, then get out of UA. You're here to be trained for 3 years and then sent out to fight and subdue villains. That useless ceremony doesn't help in any way, shape, or form with you learning to become heroes. If anyone else thinks anything similar to that, keep your mouth shut and go get the gym clothes on. And if anyone thinks about saying that something is unfair, learn. The world is unfair. Quirkless people are treated like trash. Villains are destroying cities and ruining families. Mother Nature is out to get you with natural disasters. people being treated as villains just because their quirk is in some way villainous. And I don't even want to begin on the fake heroes that only do things for money, fame, and themselves. This entire world is built upon being unfair. It's true heroes' jobs to make that unfairness in any way fairer. Now go. Aizawa says, couldn't have said it better myself. In fact, you did a better job than me. Izuku was also secretly recording what I said and published a video on his channel named Man Speaks the Truth About the World. And everyone proceeds to leave, excluding Izuku, who comes up to Aizawa and says, by the way, if Bakugo proceeds to charge towards me, don't interfere. My sensei/bodyguard has taught me a way to defend myself against him. Aizawa nods and replies, I'll keep that in mind. Izuku leaves to go and get his PE uniform on. Also, I was secretly putting a small tablet of concrete inside of the hole Mineta uses to try and peek while no one was watching me. 15 minutes later, the entire class comes outside, and Aizawa pulls out a ball and says, alright, now, will the person who got first place in the entrance exam come forward and toss this ball? Bakugo begins to walk toward Aizawa, but then Aizawa says, I said, will the person who got in first place come and toss the ball? Bakugo replies, huh? What's that supposed to mean? I obviously got first. Who else could it have? Aizawa points to Izuku and signals him to come and toss the ball. Bakugo looks at Deku full of fury and rage. What? There's no way that quirkless nobody got first. He must have cheated. He charges toward Izuku. Aizawa thinks, here it comes, a moment of truth. Deku, you bastard! Tell me how you got in first place, you quirkless loser! Izuku stands there, grabs Bakugo's shirt, tosses him over his shoulder and slams him onto the ground. Then flips him over, grabs onto his arms, and puts some quirk-canceling cuffs on him, having his foot on Bakugo's back. Deku then lets Aizawa grab Bakugo and put him back in line, then takes the ball from Aizawa and tosses it a few 10 meters, smacks it with a small modular weapon, which in this case is currently a baseball bat, and then kicks it so that it does a massive arch. Then Aizawa looks back at Aizawa after landing on the ground, who is looking at him with awe, then looks back at the device with his eyes wide in shock. Izuku grins. Then Aizawa shows the class how far it went. 1,576.42 meters? But he's quirkless. There's no way! All of the class 1A says. Mina says, oh my gosh, that looks like so much fun! This causes Aizawa to get a wicked grin on his face, as he says, oh, so this looks like fun, you say? Well then, the person in last place gets kicked out of UA. Ida almost begins, then he feels something staring at him from behind, looks behind him, sees me, then shuts up. They do all the tests, Izuku coming in first on every other test other than the ball throw due to Uraraka's infinity. The class is exhausted and are panting and gasping for air. Aizawa then shows the leaderboards, ranging from Izuku in first all the way down to Mineta in last place. Well, I told you what would happen, so Mineta, you are out of UA. Mineta replies, no, now I won't be able to touch or see any girls. No. Aizawa and the class look at Mineta dumbfounded, and they all think, good riddance. Well, now that that's over with, that is the end of today. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good or bad rest of your day. As everybody proceeds to leave to go to their next class for all this, for the rest of the school period, for the rest of the school day, Uraraka notices me and Izuku getting ready to leave and proceeds to come over to where Izuku is to thank him for saving her back at the entrance exams. Izuku gets a bit flustered due to the fact that the girl is talking to him and thanking him for something. And he replies, "Oh, it's nothing. So, uh, so what do you plan on doing right now?" "Oh, well, I just wanted to thank you and then come walk along with you until you get to where you're supposed to be in your next class, and potentially if we're in the same class for today, that we can talk to each other a bit afterwards." Izuku looks to me, I look at Izuku and nod. And then Izuku replies, "Sure, you can walk with us until I reach my class." So they proceed to walk along and talk to each other. Meanwhile, I'm kind of staying behind because something has caught my attention. I look over to the thing that caught my attention, which is a small, glitching part of the world. I look a bit closer and see the same virus bunny-looking thing that sent me here in the first place. I see it grinning wickedly at me. And then I knew something bad was going to happen soon. Potentially worse than what happened at the USJ. And then suddenly, the glitch just disappears, as if it was never there in the first place. And so I continue walking along to where Izuku and Uraraka are. Izuku then goes into his next class, and Uraraka goes to hers. This repeats a few times until the end of the school day, in which me and Izuku go back to Izuku's house. And so, we proceed to talk to Izuku's mother about how Izuku's day went, and about what he did to defend himself from Bakugo. Inko was extremely proud of Izuku and thanked me for teaching him how to defend himself. And then Izuku told her the distance he got on his wall throw. She exclaimed, "What? How did you get 1,500 meters? I mean, even I can't do that, and I have a telekinesis quirk." Izuku replies, "Well, I did do a lot of intense training with him. So, I mean, is it really that strange?" Izuku looks at me, I nod. And then looks back to his mom, and then looks at the floor and just like, "Okay then. Did not expect that, but okay then." And so, we all proceed to talk to each other for the rest of the day, and then Izuku goes to sleep. Now, the next day comes along, and we go into the homeroom class, and I hear loud thumping in the hallway, and I let Izuku know that All Might is coming into the classroom. Izuku stands there waiting for All Might to come burst in. And proceeds to just wait there. And then he proceeds to hear the footsteps as well. And everybody proceeds to think, What is that noise? Aizawa then wakes up, gets out of his sleeping bag, and says, "That's the sound of your current teacher coming into the classroom." And he is... And then All Might bursts through the door, saying, "I am here! Walking through the doorway like a normal person!" And then everybody, excluding Izuku and me and Aizawa, all exclaim, "All Might, what's he doing here?" Aizawa then replies, "He is your teacher for today." Now, everybody go. I'm going to let All Might do the rest. And that's where I'm going to be leaving this off for today. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for waiting patiently for me to do another episode of this, and goodbye.